Addictive experience, how to move on.
I am not the OOP. OOP is you, Strange Ebb 2205. Addictive experience, how to move on. Originally posted to our avs. Thanks to you, Soe Herder, for suggesting this BORU. Trigger warning. Drug usage. Discussion of addiction. Less than. Original post July 5, 2023. I went to my first EDM music festival 10 days ago now and I still haven't been able to move on.
I've been a fan of EDM for a decade but wasn't wealthy enough to go to one of the big festivals for a full weekend of madness, just a few sets at clubs here and there. Was super excited for the stacked lineup and rolling for the first time on day 2. I went with my best friend and made some new friends there and OMFG, I loved everything about the experience. From the different stages, I love all subgenres, light production, amazing sets from legendary DJs, all the colorful outfits, the kind strangers, the wild after parties, the magical effects of rolling. I loved everything so much so that it's been hard to not think about my next festival and my day-to-day life. That's almost all I think about when I'm not working, sometimes during work too in GL. I read a comment that said that the best way to move on is to book the next festival, but I can only do that next year when tickets for the festival I want get released.
So my question to veteran ravers, how do you move on from the biggest high of your life, which is your first EDM festival? I'm 25 and I really wanna be present and hard at work for my career progression, my relationship and my family. Is it normal for the rave scene to be this addictive, or is it mainly because it's my first time? Thank you for reading/responding. Edit, while this blew up, I appreciate every single comment, thanks everyone. Sorry if I didn't reply to all. Your advices made me feel content with my feelings without judging them, and I'm now looking forward to my next rave fests. In the meantime, gonna stay in the present and immerse myself in the music and my local rave scene.
Update: Balance is Beautiful Sept 13, 2023. About 3 months ago I posted here about my first experience attending an EDM festival with the intent of seeking guidance on how to manage my newfound obsession of attending such magical events. I was very grateful to receive many great advices that helped me proceed with my raving journey with both caution and confidence. To display my gratitude, I wanted to share how I implemented some of the advice I received during my second festival that I attended this past weekend. I hope to show everyone who shared kind words with me how meaningful and impactful their comments were. A. To effectively integrate back into the routine of normal life, just plan for the next event so you have something to look forward to.
A lot of people recommended this and it was true. I stopped daydreaming about next summer's festival season as soon as I bought a ticket to the next festival. I found myself more focused at work and more productive at home as soon as I knew that I have another magical experience waiting for me in a few months. B. Life is about balance. Don't overdo anything, even if it's magical or great. I applied this by not pushing my body during my second festival. Like I did during the first, I didn't go to any after parties this time. Went out every night last time. To save more money and be physically ready to spend all day at the festival the next day. I'm not saying I'm planning to always do that, because going to 1 or 2 after parties is manageable, but I just wanted to balance spending 7 hours a day at the festival with other life obligations that needed attending to between 9 a.m. 3 p.m. before I went out. In the future, if I'm planning to go out till 4 a.m. on multiple festival days, I'll make sure that the house is spotless, groceries and laundries are done, etc. beforehand to avoid a manic Monday. Also, between now and next summer's festival season, I plan to just zone in on work and family. So when the time comes to party again, I would have no emotional or financial stresses to worry about. C. Practice caution with substances use. I waited 2.5 months after my first roll at Escapade before rolling again, and had 0.25 grams over the weekend compared to 0.35 grams over that June weekend. Also, No alcohol for me this weekend. Quit a month ago. I genuinely enjoyed the non-rolling day and plan to go to a festival without rolling next year. D. Do something EDM related in between festivals. Some recommended producing music, upping my rave fashion game, etc. I tried learning new dance moves and making artsy things. At my first festival I didn't know what candy was. This time I made enough to give to people that I connected with, which I enjoyed a lot. I also got my face glittered up every day, which was fun. Fashion-wise, I avoided wearing streetwear this time and wore something artsy or colorful or floral each day. Sadly, I didn't get far with learning how to shuffle properly. But maybe next year. E. Welcome to the family. Words carry a lot of weight for me. And when I read multiple comments that said welcome to the family, it gave me a profound sense of belonging in this community. I ended up telling this to 3 different first-time ravers from my social circle, which made me feel like a veteran lol. Each of them bought a one-day ticket and each of them said they want to go the full weekend with me next year. That's when I said something like, I'm happy to have a nice, cool person like you join my rave family. Overall, sweet memories, love, euphoria and peace were as thematic at my second EDM festival as they were at my first. And the love and advice that I received from this community propels me to have fun and party safe at my next EDM events. Thank you. Relevant comments. TR0 Yiz. This is the most wholesome post I've ever seen on this sub-lol. So glad you've discovered your love for raving and are figuring out how to properly implement it into your overall lifestyle. Just yeet. As soon as a fest show is done, I'm already dreaming of the next one melting face. Oop. I feel that. My non-raver girlfriend doesn't appreciate me talking about it all the time, so I had to learn to tone it down a bit. Cold sweat smile.
This is a repost sub. I am not the oop.
Based on the title, I was bracing for the worst. Glad to see it wasn't an awful I tried heroin for the first time. Is it always this fun? Post again.
To effectively integrate back into the routine of normal life, just plan for the next event so you have something to look forward to. This is such good advice in general. Honestly, always have something to look forward to. Attended my first concert in my life last week. Amazing would be an understatement. It's so good I still get goosebump when I think about it. I didn't expect it would be that good honestly, and I so wanted to experience it all over again. This is coming from 40Y. Oh, introverted nerd. This is honestly how a lot of people feel about their fandom conventions. What do they mean by roll? I feel this. When I went to my first Bush doof, I ended up feeling strongly homesick for it afterwards. They're truly magical things. No longer go to them, but they're treasured memories. Ha. This was me 24 years ago. My lifestyle completely changed in a few weeks. And instead of smoking weed and playing Mario Kart 64 and GoldenEye at my friend's house all the time, I was bouncing all over Midwest cities, often going to parties on both Friday and Saturday nights. It lasted a few years until the police finally put a lid on my local scene. Went from having 30,005,000 ppl events once or twice a month and smaller parties every week to nothing. And I couldn't afford to go to Chicago or Ohio very often. It was the time of my life. Though, if you danced in the Midwest between 1999-2003, I was probably there with you. Those warehouses, bowling alleys, skating rinks, and random buildings were truly my church. And nothing can ever touch the feeling of catharsis and connection I was intimate with. As someone whose partner is a man EDM fan, I slightly see where the GF is coming from, but I actually love seeing my fiancé get that hyped up and excited about the things he loves. It gets on my nerves sometimes but always come back to if he's happy I'm happy. Guy finds activity that makes him happy. Gets obsessed and consequently concerned. Asks Reddit for advice. Is now even happier. I really like this BORU. I didn't understand any of that skull. My raver days are long behind me but I will always cherish the memories. It's good to see the scene I so loved in the late 90s and early 2000s is alive and well. Candy flip for me. This was a nice read. Love to read something wholesome on here. Besides one concert. I haven't been to a music festival or raves in my life but from what I heard, it's pretty fun.
Low ecstasy is wild.
This is almost exactly how I ended up following the Grateful Dead around for almost 5 years. Lol. I don't regret that at all. It was awesome. I do regret that I bent to my parents' will and stayed in college while I did that. Because I could have gotten a lot more out of both of those experiences if I did them separately. I don't usually dow at raver posts, but this is pretty heckin' cute. I had a EDM phase too. Never found it addictive and now the thought of staying up all night to party exhausts me lol. Aging is scary.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.